Welcome back to Just Scribble. Today I am going to share with you and swatch with you the 5 colors of the Diamine Gibson Les Paul guitar collection. So this collection consists of 5 colors: Pelham Blue, Cherry Sunburst, Tobacco Sunburst, Desert Burst, and Honey Burst. And I've had these inks for quite a while and I absolutely adore them. I'm a huge fan of brown fountain pen inks and brown toned fountain pen inks. I just think they look gorgeous on paper, especially Tomoe River paper. And so I jumped when I found these when they first came out, and so I've had them for quite a while, but I don't see them very often reviewed or talked about. And so I thought I would do some color swatching in case you were in the market for a new color. These obviously are more in the browns color, but this one is obviously blue, and it is a gorgeous blue. So I wanted to share those with you. So I'm going to swatch each one out so you can see it in action. If you hear some screaming or loud noises coming through the video, it is because my child is pretending to be a Power Ranger, and so he is having fights in the other room with his imaginary Power Ranger friends. So I apologize in advance if you hear any noises coming or loud screaming. So I'm going to start with the Desert Burst. I already stamped out with StazOn black ink my little swatch bottles that I use to sample colors and swatch out colors, and I labeled them already just to make the process a little bit easier for the video. So I'm going to swatch each one out so you can see it. And next to it, I'm just going to do a few lines so that you can see how it dries. That is Desert Burst. Next is Cherry Sunburst. You can actually see this color a little bit because this bottle leaked in transport. So I bought these inks from Cult Pens, and although the bottle leaked in the box, it miraculously was not broken, nor did it get anywhere except for the box. But it is a super lovely color. So Cherry Sunburst. I've been a fan of brown inks for quite a while. One of my favorite brown inks of all time is Monteverde's Brown Sugar, and maybe one day, if you guys are interested, I will do a swatching of my favorite browns, but these are definitely in my top list. I will say that the Honey Burst is more yellow than the other 3 brown, than the other 3 brown toned ones, but it is still sort of a brown tone. I think this Tobacco Sunburst is just awesome looking. It really has that color of, you know, tobacco from an old pipe or something like that. I don't generally keep my inks in their boxes actually, but with these I really liked the boxes and the fact that I could see the color on the outside quickly and easily, so I keep these Diamine ones stored in their boxes. So I am not generally a blue fountain pen ink or any blue ink person because I have to use blue ink for work. I tend to use blue a lot, and so I kind of get bored of it. But to me, this blue is just perfect. It's not too dark, it's not too bright. So that is Pelham Blue. And then this one, I'm not sure why my automatic pen skipped right there, but it actually looks kind of cool. And this one is Honey Burst, which definitely has more yellow tones to it, but it is really pretty. I get asked a lot about the pen that I use for swatching. So this is an automatic pen. They are generally found in the UK, but there are some other sources to find them on the internet where they're not quite as expensive. I got mine from a local art store back home that sold them for a little bit, and I absolutely love them because they are the perfect width for swatching. But you can use just a dip pen, you can use a Q-tip, you can use the end of a spoon, you can use any other nib style that you like to do them. You can even just dip one of your fountain pens, the tip of it. So this is my parallel pen. You can just dip the tip of the parallel pen or your other fountain pen into the bottle of ink, and you can swatch that way as well. So those are my swatches. We're gonna give it a little bit of time to dry, and then we will come back and I will show you the finished product with the shading and how they look. Okay, so they are all dry, and you can see the gorgeous shading, and even the Pelham Blue has some really pretty sheening. There's a little bit in the Honey Burst also. I think these colors are gorgeous. The cherry definitely has some red undertones to it. The honey definitely has yellow. These two are my favorite just because I love a good brown ink, and I think that they are very unique and they have gorgeous coloring, especially if you were to use a stub nib or a wetter pen with a broader nib. You'll see that shading when you're writing in your journal or your planner. But I think that it is a beautiful collection from Diamine. Diamine is one of my favorite ink brands. I tend to like a lot of the Japanese inks like Kobe, but I also adore Diamine inks. They do some wonderful shading, sheening, and also shimmers in their inks depending on the ink that you pick. And this collection is one of my favorites. I just think the colors are absolutely beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video sharing these inks and swatching them out with me. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment below. Make sure you like my video and share it because that does help my channel grow. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos, and don't forget to just scribble.